We risk so many things in life to move forward. We put countless hours into an unpaid project, missing family events, fun, parties, stay up late at night and wake up early, mortgage our house. Some of us even give up dating for a while for the one goal, hoping one day these sacrifices will pay off. However, more often than not, life doesn't turn out the way we want to, and disaster happens. All the things you have worked so hard for falling apart in front of your eyes. Your savings are about to be empty, and you feel like your future has no light because you are in a situation where you lost your job, your startup doesn't work out how you wanted, and yes, maybe you don't have savings, maybe you mortgaged your house, or maybe you were just living at a friend's couch because again you were believing that whatever you're doing is going to be successful. Unfortunately, this is not how it happened, and you need to find the way out immediately. So the main problem is that at this point you are dealing with two weighted problem. One of the problem is your mental health is really under the weather. You're depressed, sad, and also the financial stress is enormous. And mental health is one thing. And the other thing that you need to take immediate action, because you can't just lie back and sit down and wait for that somebody's going to solve these problems, because maybe you are not in the situation where somebody's going to save you from this and you have to save your own self. Whatever big event caused this, that you lost money or lost revenue, you immediately need to take action because your house is burning. And if something big like this happened to you, I'm sure that you lost confidence, you're sad, depressed, etc. On the other hand, you need to take immediate action, which is really hard because you feel like you lost control over your life, and also don't forget the enormous stress caused by that you haven't figured out how you're going to pay the bills. What I have experienced when this happened is that a human brain cannot really think when it doesn't feel like it has the control over the situation that I did. I had enough time to put myself back together. In my case, I asked this question: why am I in this situation? What led me to this situation? What I need to learn from this situation? And the last one, how can I get out of this situation? So I focused inside first in order to be able to solve the outside problem. Since I live according to this perspective, no hardship happens without a reason, deep diving really helped me to discover the root problem. After I listed a bunch of reasons why these things were happening to me, I felt like I got the control back. And this is the goal, that you don't feel like you are the victim of the situation that happened to you. Even if I know that it was not you who wanted AI to take your job or the department to just shut down your responsibility or whatever outside thing that happened. And now it's time to take action. The first step what I did, I reduced my expenses. I made a list where I wrote down everything that I need to spend money on, and I categorize them. Okay, what is that I really have to spend money on? For instance, rent, utilities, food. And especially if you love buying things, I know it's pretty hard because for your ego that is get used to a lifestyle, it's really hard to let it go. And unfortunately, there are situations when you need to start over, go back to your parents' home or find a friend who you can stay with until you are going to recover from this. And I understand that starting over or going back is not a really easy thing to do. However, it's still better than losing everything you have worked for. So if your career is in the wrong path, you are not getting enough money, or the startup just failed, the money you get or don't get is not going to be able to cover your expenses. I know that it's really hard to hear, especially if you are working on a startup and it's your love project, but you have to work less on that project and you have to get a side hustle. Especially if you can't start from zero, you can't go back to your parents and you need to keep your house. The last thing I would like to suggest is have a quote disaster plan. This is the worst case scenario if nothing goes accordingly how you want. You're not going to be able to find another job, your startup failed, and you are not going to be able to pay for the bills. So the worst of the worst that can happen to you. I know that in this situation, when you just want to get out of it, it's really, really hard to think about the worst of the worst since you already feel like you are living the worst nightmare. You have to be able to act quickly. That's why you need to have a plan like that, because after you realize that this can happen and you have the exact plan in your mind that how you're going to get out of it, you're going to gain a confidence that no matter what's going to happen, you are going to still able to move on. Nobody's really talking about how difficult it is when you're about to lose everything that you worked for. After fixing these main issues that I've mentioned before, hopefully your stress level decreased and your house at least stopped burning now. I hope I helped you in this tough situation and you are going to be able to get out of it pretty quickly. If you have been in this situation but you solved it, or you are in this situation, I think we can motivate each other to share some stories and help each other to survive these tough times. Or if you have a dream and you're struggling to make it come true and you're about to give up, watch my previous video where I'm breaking down why your dream is not successful. If you found my tips helpful, please subscribe to my channel and see you next week.